Well, hospital porters, pride and dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to Panwo TV and welcome to this Oxford graffiti video, the 14th one. This is where I show you all the wonderful non-conformist folk art around the city of Oxford. I love to collect these things. So they are temporary, they go away, they disappear, they get painted over and they're replaced with other murals. So eventually the elements add a bit of wear and tear, and so this is kind of preserving what would otherwise be lost. By the way, there's a little bit of a bonus feature in this particular video, which I think you'll enjoy, especially you budding auditors out there. Yes, I had a little brush with the law. Yes, I hope you enjoy that. You can see this is the Iffley field here, and this is like a nature reserve, and there's a plan to build on it, and you can pause and read that there. These are the animals that live there: badgers, deer, foxes. This is a greenfield site and the residents are trying to save it. And 100% support them. Oh look, someone's added something to this. This shutter from the last video. Someone's added two flags there, see? The flag of Britain and Pakistan. So that wasn't there last time, someone's just put that on there. I think all the rest of it is there, the same. On this brilliant mural, this brilliant shutter decoration here. I think this design is finished now. You have these things on this side of the shutter: bananas, milk. There's a few more things have been added here. The flags I showed you yesterday. Oh, and there's samosas, look. And around here there's some more, look. It's lovely, it's beautiful. There's a pear. Fruits of various kinds, and there's the tag, so you can see who did it. And that's the date. There'll be a tag somewhere. And what's behind this? Let's just have a look and see what's behind this. Oh, it's a lamb chop, or it's a lamb chop or something. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really good. Really like this. Well done for that. There it is, that's the finished article there. Excellent, brilliant. Really brightens the place up. Yeah, I like this, the stickers here, look. I love my soil, groundswell. That's very Hobbit-like. Give seals a space. Oh, that's nice. Land Workers Alliance Earth, yeah. This, if hobbits could drive, there we are, I support the Cornish Seal Sanctuary, yeah. If hobbits could drive, this would be their car. Okay, we've got a new one here next to the spire in this alleyway, and it just says depth. Oh, we've got a robot there doing the lines. That's its control thing over there. I mean, we saw one of these before, didn't we? Oh, strange. That guy's going to be out of this guy's going to be redundant pretty soon. So probably the rest of us will too. Hey guys, I just passed that lady there. You just see her behind me. You will see her just behind me. Yeah, she's one of the artists, and she told me there's going to be a new design. So they're actually working on something new on that particular cab there. So I'll be checking that out actually in maybe a day or two, and finding out exactly what they've created. Okay, I've just passed the Norhalal supermarket over there. Do you remember that? That amazing shutter mural. It is completed now. It's really, really cool. I've showed you that before. Now there's another one up here. We did the bounce thing as well. Do you remember that? As you see, this shop over here, it's a smaller shop, and it also has a design on its shutters, but it's not quite as aesthetically pleasing, I'd say. Okay, this is the cab I showed you yesterday, where the artist was at work. I actually spoke to the artist, and I thanked her for brightening the place up. As you can see, there's nothing on it yet, but the canvas has been prepared, so she's probably going to come back today and add some more things to it. It's really interesting. Look, look at the mist rising from that spot there. You see it? Maybe it doesn't come out on the camera, but there's like mist rising from that spot where the spider's web is there. Wow, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Where the sun's shining early in the morning. That's what I like to see. Look at that. I've only been a Welshman, you know. It's like no one ever. I don't think anyone ever thought that seeing that flag flying over Wales would be seen as a symbol of patriotism and rebellion, but it is. People in Wales are flying across the St George now for that reason. As long as you don't mention the rugby. That's interesting. The Communist. Sick of the media's lies? Read The Communist. Well, the thing is though, in the media you get the media is communist anyway. But it's interesting, you know, this paper. There must be some kind of Euro-communist thing because there's no Third International anymore, of course, since the fall of the Soviet Union. But it's very sort of Marxist-Leninist. It's got the hammer and sickle on it. It's not like the Trotskyist rags, you know. It's like militant or the socialist worker. It's actually a kind of Stalinist thing. Interesting. Yeah. Thing is, if you want to read anything, you want to read communist in the mainstream media, just switch on the BBC. You don't need to buy a special newspaper. Look, I've come across this picture. I don't know what it means. Is that Sherlock Holmes or something? I don't know. Anyway, it's a poster pasted onto the wall with 1919 LUFC. LUFC again. I assume that means the Leeds United Football Club. I don't know what the significance of 1919 is. Is that the year they won the FA Cup or something? If some die-hard football fan can tell me that. So, apart from that, I don't. There's something else. Look, there's another poster. Look, there's some piece of artwork there. I don't know if that's like woodcut or something. I don't know what you call that. I don't know what that's called. Apart from that, everything's normal behind here. Okay, guys, I'm just by Booth Illicit's graffiti there, and there's some more. Look, there's some more of these pieces pasted on. There's that weird kind of like, that's surreal, the one on the left. Makes me think, well, it makes my eyes go funny. And there's this look like, it reminds me of Pablo Picasso or somebody. There's another one. Weird. That's a more normal looking one. Yeah. I wonder who the artist is. Interesting. Hey guys, I've gone to the Tolkien verse. Isn't it beautiful? These houses here. Okay, well, this newly whitewashed cab has yet to be given anything by the artist. I mean, there's this little squiggle here that someone's put on, but I suspect that's not from the artist I saw the other day. Well, it's an interesting sticker. Farage is a liar. Well, I agree, although I probably have a different political perspective from the person who put that there. Now, here's another one. Believe Israeli women. Now, this is a reference to October the 7th and the brutality committed against Israeli women then, and it's also a kind of parody of the feminists, because so many of the feminists are like pro-Palestine, and so you know they hear that feminist buzzword, believe all women, even when they're lying. But in this case, they're saying to the Israeli women to say that you're feminists and you're betraying your cause by denying October the 7th or thinking that Palestine's good and Israel is bad, etc. What's the right and wrong of that? I don't know. And if I express an opinion, someone would tell me that, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Okay guys, it looks like we've got a Janet coach parked on Iffley Turn, Oxford. That could mean several things. One of them could be that the Hawkwell Guest House, just around the corner, is going to be turned into one of those hotels. And you know what I mean by those hotels, don't you? I hope not. But anyway, for whatever reason, this Janet coach is here, completely unmarked, anonymous. No, completely blank. Surely you've seen these coaches around the place too. It's very worrying, especially because in this area there's lots of kids as women, and I think the local residents should be very concerned. Alright guys, things have changed here. There's that new machine, that blue machine. I've been away here for a couple of weeks, so I've not seen the developments here. As you can see, there have been some, and there we are. That's that machine there. I can smell actually the drain still. I think what we're going to have to do is check on the signboard. Hopefully there'll be some notice. What does it say on that thing there? What does it say? Lanesfortrains.co.uk. Lanes Group PLC. We'll have to look that up. Alright guys, this is interesting. This is the bar hail board. Just find out, see if there's any developments. There's nothing new on here. In fact, a lot of information has been taken down. But it just say, under our very feet, the story of saving Iffley. This is the date. This is coming up. One-off drop-in, open afternoon in the newly restored Mansion House to learn how Bar Hale defeated Iffley's monstrous fat burger. I cleared the tunnel from Christchurch a little more, not to be missed. Oh right. I suppose you guys want me to go and do a Hapanlo TV review of this, don't you? Oh, all right then. If I must. I thought they were called Fatberg, but they're called Fat Burgers. I prefer Fatberg to Fatburger. F-A-T-B-E-R-G rather than burger, because a burger implies something you can eat. This is a bit gross, actually, quite frankly. Something's definitely going on over there. I think maybe they're finally moving that Andromedan scout ship. Yeah, it's Lane's group again. There's a tank of liquid, something like that. And there's stuff going on here. There's a machine over there. There's the rescue people. See, they in that black van. They have to have a rescue team just in case. But they're doing something over there. Look, they're up to something. I'll see more from the other side. Again, they've still got these speedy boards up, so we can't see what they're doing. But however, they are sort of open. You see, they've got like this. They've got something going on there. They're going down the hole. And those guys are going down the hole. It's down into the drain they've been using. And there's more of those. There's that blue thing we saw yesterday. See? And there's more along here. Ah, the masterpiece begins to take shape. And here is the final result. It's a dog. It's two dogs making friends. Very good. I like it. Well done to the artist who created that. That's a nice design. BHW refrigerating and air conditioning unit. Look, I just like the design, the sun and the snowflake and that. This is good artwork there. This is the dust part. Look at the I quite like the non-conformist folk art on it, but look, working towards net zero. And what they're doing is, I think there's several of these tank lorries. I think they're removing the fat now from the Fatberg. I don't know what they're going to do with it. How they're going to get rid of it? Probably pour it down the drain. Look at that. This is. I think this was here before. I think it was here before, but they've added new things to it. It's had new elements added. These white spiderweb type things, and these, what looks like windscreen wiper marks, and there's a rainbow down there. Let's have a look around the far side. There's one over there that's still there. I won't bother showing you that because it's definitely the same thing as there, has been altered. But you've got this. I think this was here before. It's like a black hole vortex-like shape. Yes. What's around this side? This is a shipping container. It's used as storage. Well, there's nothing on this side. A couple of little lines. They use this to store sport. It's an old shipping container. It's a CCTV. I don't see any CCTV. There's a light. There we are. Yeah. Maybe they had CCTV on the ship where it came from when it was out at sea. No, I really do like this image. I mean, I've shown you it before. I thought I will show it again. As you can see, it's faded. The top part's broken off, and it's just on chipboard. It's been out here for a few months, and it is starting to look a little bit threadbare. But it's a lovely. I do like it. It's a lovely image. Some of the older videos in this series have a much better, high-quality image, which I captured. Look, I love the dynamism of the goalkeeper there. It's really, really cool. You can see, like, you can almost see these things moving. Rose Hill FC. Here's an amazing mural here. I've just put in chalk. It's like a game, hopscotch game. There's a rainbow. This probably won't last long. Is that a bee? It probably won't last long actually because it's chalk. There's some stencils here of balloons. That looks like a drawn balloon rather than a stencil. It's probably going to be gone soon because it's just chalk. This is the end. It's like hopscotch. There's more here actually, look. More of these balloon stencils. There's a rainbow here it's on the other side of the road from that, so some coloured in bricks. Very nice. So I'm starting to draw some balloons there, see. As luck would have it, I'm only passing through the city centre. I'm just on my way back from Abingdon for doing something else, and look, there is here an image. Now unfortunately it's already been spoiled by a couple of tags, which is a shame. But it looks like some kind of, is that a robot holding something like a skull? There's these pastel shapes around it. I spotted this well, there's MES, there's them again, and that's good. There's like a human figure with the long hair, and there's lights and strange shapes. I don't know what that is. What's around this side? What's around the side of it? Another MES. Math Easy Solutions. I wish people would put the tags on it. Maybe it's been here a while, I don't know. I just happened to spot it when I was on the Oxford Tube to London the other day, and I thought next time I'll come and have a look at it and maybe capture it for the video. So it's very good, whoever did that. This is some cow, and it's based, if you can see, when you may recognise these images, it's based on Alice in Wonderland. Indeed, it is. You can pause and read that. It's a sculpture by Caroline Ritson, and it's made especially from commemorate Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, who was an Oxford man. Yes. And there's the famous Dreaming Spires. Here you see I'm on the roof of the Westgate Centre, of course, you may have noticed. I don't know if you can see this, but there's lovely mist coming off the water over there, and it's here on the River Isis, and there's a boat going past. Just the perfect time, there's a boat going past. See, isn't that lovely? That's a perfect English riverside scene, that, isn't it? Yeah. I hope this appears on the film. It's a beautiful spider's web. And it's like the spider sitting in the middle waiting for flies to turn up. Looks like it's not threadbare, so I think it's probably just been spun. Very nice. Alright guys, this is a bit gross, but it says here this is an update on the tunnel and the drains. And it's just this bit here, you can pause and read. This describes a wedge block, which is just a way of building tunnels. And this is a picture from above, and I don't know where that is exactly. I don't know if it's actually the spot where we were. It could be. I have to double check. But then that's the top of that's actually the tunnel leading down. Shows how deep it is. And look, this bit gross. Sorry if you're eating your dinner, but that is the Fatberg. And it says 330 tons of fat, oil, and grease, fog, equivalent to 17 loads articulated dumpsters. The capacity of 20 tons, 2,500 tons of silt, 1,100 meters of tunnel cleaned. An Arctic lorry can carry 28 tons, which means over 89 loads of silt. This is the largest fatberg which has been identified and cleaned by Thames Water. The previous to date, the previous one was found in a Victorian sewer in Whitechapel, London, weighed 130 tons. This clean exceeds it by almost 3 times. That just goes to show that Oxford is a much more disgusting city than London, and that's pretty amazing. But anyway, that is, I don't know where that is exactly. Whether it's, I don't think that's in the meadow where we were. That's another part. That might be the one up in Italy, because there's another site there where they've got like an entrance to the tunnel in Italy. Look how deep it is. It's pretty deep. Yeah. Anyway, I could maybe go and check that out. I'm not sure. Oh guys, we've got a parked Janet coach, completely unmarked, don't know what they're for, on their way to Porton Down I suppose, but it's just parked here. I don't know if it's picking up any illegal immigrants here. There's your Janet coach. Yeah. I don't know much you can see of this on the camera, but I think it shot the show up. Very strange cloud, just like it's a big flat cloud, like volume now, cloud base, and there's like these little wisps coming up from the top of it, almost as if there are like factories or cities on top of the cloud, like the cloud men in James the Giant Peach. That's what it reminds me of. Very strange, not seen that before. Oh well guys, the Thames Water fat bastard is gone. After a long time he's been replaced by this kind of abstract jumble of colours and lines. He's had a good innings. I mean, it's survived like 4 or 5 generations of other graffiti under the bridge. I can see here, there's been 4 or 5 generations on this wall behind me, as there has to the fat bastard. So maybe they've made their point to Thames Water. There's some activity here. The Lanes Group and Barhale are doing something. That's the rescue. That van there's rescues for rescuing. That black van. They always have a rescue team on standby. But there's something going on down here. Let's have a look. Yeah. They've got a machine running there. It's like a smaller version of what they're doing at the main site. There's a guy there, down that hole there, you see. I'll show you, there's a pipe leading to the main pump. I'll show you that now. Come with me. There's this pipe running through the trees. There's some more doggies over there. I'll show it to you. There's a hole. We go through this little gap in the fence, and there it is. You see. They've got these cones and this cover over it so they don't get sued. There's another one over there in the distance by the main site, which is just like this one. Funnily enough, on the middle path, they don't have one, so you could always sue them for that if you want. But I'm not like that. As Steve Hughes said, you know, how come you walk around that hole when there were no warning signs? My parents brought me up not to be an idiot. So you see, so the pipe goes all the way over there to the main site. So I think the Andromedan scout ship will soon be shifted, so all those people at Porton Down can finally get on with their normal work once that thing is safely into storage and the craft is in the hangar and the aliens are in the freezer. The traffic's been diverted, right? I think I know why that is actually. I've heard on good authority that Kate Middleton, Princess of Wales, is currently at Rosehill Community Centre, so they've got there and have a look. Maybe get an exclusive interview for Panlo TV with her. If I do, I'll upload this as a separate video. But she's going to go up there and have a look. She's opening something or doing some kind of talk on something. Nothing's been said in advance, obviously for security reasons, but it'll be in the papers later if that's the case. So let's walk up here to Rosehill Community Centre. I was in the middle of work basically, so I'm just between jobs really. But the lady who I've just been working for has told me about this. We'll see. There's unmarked police there, you see. Oh, doesn't that warm your heart? The sight of a good old flag up there. Yeah. Even as a Welsh guy, you know, I love the sight of St George's Cross. It's a wonderful sight. So, yeah, look. So that's our first sign of police. Unmarked police car. They're not. Even though the police car's unmarked, obviously they are not. They're dressed in their full uniform. So it's a bit of a giveaway when they just park there, aren't they? You know, they're not exactly like the professionals, you know, Bodie and Doyle, that wear ordinary clothes. They are dressed in their normal uniforms. Okay, but you see, I suppose there's a lot of conspiracy theories associated with Kate, like she died, nothing like that, been replaced. She shapeshifts too often or something like that. I mean, I personally don't think we're going to see her shapeshifting. This became obvious when she first got together with William, because yeah, she's from a more humble background than most royals. She's not blue-blooded, or should we say green-blooded, or whatever the term is. She is human, basically. She's kind of middle class, I think. Her father's an airline pilot, but you know, she herself was not titled. She was just plain old Kate Middleton until she met William at university. Now, she pointed out that just because of that situation, just because of that case, just because she was like from an untitled, non-aristocratic background, does not mean that she wasn't selected. William chose her, because I don't think he did. And we know from the experience of Charles and Diana, they don't choose their own spouses. They're chosen for them by the system. In fact, this is a lot of the royal family's misery for the last 40 years or so has been caused by the fact that they did force Charles to marry a woman he didn't love and abandon a woman he did, and indeed continued a relationship with, even while he was with Diana, and indeed he only eventually remarried her shortly before a few years before he took the throne. So if they just let him marry Camilla back in 1981, none of this would have happened. So it's their own doing, really. But we're going to probably see more police in a minute as we go around here. I mean, Kate, I suppose, is like when she appeared at Wimbledon, she got a huge standing ovation because the community centre's just up here, because she's much more popular than Meghan. Because obviously, like, there's a great deal of difference. Kate appears to have a kind of like grace and decency about her that you don't get normally. You don't get like with Meghan, who's was described as a very, very unpleasant person and very rude to the rest of the family. Obviously, just after some kind of she was basically a gold digger, basically. Okay, now here's the community centre. You see, we've got some security guards here already. So this is it. She's in there somewhere. Oh look, it says there's a car park here. Let's just see if we can go in. We can walk in here. Now, like I said, we're not going to catch a shapeshift from her because I don't believe she's that kind of person. We may not want to get in. I'll just have to have a look. But this is the actual community centre here, so I'll maybe go in there and have a look. I'll just stop the camera for now. Okay guys, well there's some more police over there, you can see. Apparently, I can't get in, it's a private event. There's a room where there's a couple of heavies outside it. But in fact, we may be able to see more if we go around the other side into the wreck, because we might have a better view there. And so I might even get a glimpse of her. Like I say, you're not going to see a shapeshift, but you might see like you might see her kind of, you might see the lady herself, see if she's there, you know. So I'll have a look. But anyway, this here is the Rose Hill wreck. There's some more policemen over there, and there's another one there. There's some more security. So we're just going to look around here, see if we can see her. See if it's this room here, I think. If she's there. I don't know if maybe you can't really see much through the window, but there's some people there. I think it's this room here. Is she in there? I can't really see. Too much reflection. Maybe you can see and I can't. But anyway, there's a couple more security guards here, so it's maybe that room there. See? Maybe we'll see her in there. I'm not sure. I don't know. What does she look? I forgot what she looks like. Hello. Sorry? No, thank you. I forgot what she looks like, to be honest. All right. All right. Hello. Oh, yes, thanks. Hello. How do you do? All right, thanks. Yes.
I take it you might be aware why we're.
I know there's a VIP here. That's yes. All right. Yeah.
So we were just wondering how come what you doing. So that's
I was wandering around, so I just may catch a glimpse. I'm actually just going to leave now because she's obviously in there, so that's why.
Do you live around here, do you, sir?
No.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever met you before. I don't recognise you at all.
No, I sometimes work around here, but I don't live around here, no.
Okay.
So.
How far have you travelled today?
Oh, a couple of miles.
A couple of miles?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay, so I presume you know who the VIP is?
I'm not going to reply to that, but I just heard there was a VIP here, yes.
Why wouldn't you reply to that?
No comments.
Well, that's incredibly odd.
No, but I know, I just thought I'd come and have a look and see what's going on.
Listen, it's nothing to be nervous of.
Right.
I understand that if you've come here because you feel like you need to, but you understand the importance why we must make sure that everything's okay. And so someone's going around filming all the...
Oh right, yeah, it's not live streaming or anything, no.
Which is okay,
yeah.
but we've no idea, hence why we come out to have a look.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Okay, so I presume you do know who's here?
Yes.
Or who's going? Well, there we go.
Yeah.
What was your name, sorry, sir?
My name's Ben, and that's I don't wish to give any more information. All right. So my name's Ben, yeah.
Well, Ben, okay, so I would say I appreciate you saying you don't wish to give any more information, but your responses are becoming more and more strange as we go on. Yeah.
Oh right, I don't think it's really strange. I was just going to head off actually. I've got to head off. I'm just heading off right now. Actually.
Okay. But you see, again, that seems odd in of itself because you come here to see the VIP.
Well, I'm walking past, you know. Hi, I'm walking past on my way to just go somewhere else now. So I was just walking through.
Yeah, but you clearly not. You've come here specifically for this.
No, I normally head across there, and so I thought I'd have a walk. I went in there just to see what's going on. I'd walk across here. Someone else told me actually. A friend of mine told me she was here. Okay. See what I mean?
But so why film the building?
It's a public place, and I thought I'll have a look and see if I can't see anything in there, but I thought I might get a glimpse of the lady herself, you know. I respect her, you know what I mean?
Okay. But then Ben, why do you seem so nervous about talking to you when you were saying no comment initially about why you were here in the first place?
just natural, just natural, you know.
Why is that natural?
Well, it's usually I was thinking, have I done something wrong when two police officers come over?
And so potentially now it looks increasingly odd because of how you've been. So if you just said, look, I'm here, I'm aware that Princess Wales is going to be here. I'd quite like to see her, but instead you were saying no comment and that you don't live here, but actually you're just going on your way. And as soon as we've spoken, you said now I'm walking away.
Yeah.
And you're not willing to give your details, which is really so that.
Okay, well, I'm just not. It's called completely innocent. I promise you. Okay. That's all. You know.
Well then, to help me in that regard, Ben, would you mind? Have you got any identification on you?
Have I got any? No. And it actually sounds a lot better if you actually snap your fingers and say "papers, please." All right, that sounds really cool.
Snap our fingers.
Don't you? But it just sounds so cool. And if you can do it in a fake German accent, it's just fantastic. You know, papers, please.
So Ben, do you see that your reaction, just like that, doesn't make it seem less strange?
All right. Behaving. Well, I'm just having a laugh, really. You know.
Okay.
It's just a joke, really, a satirical joke about the big brother, the Big Brother state sort of thing, you know.
Yeah. But so it's not just the Big Brother state, is it? Because as you know, the Princess of Wales is here.
Yeah.
And so one of our usual things is we talk with nearly everyone who sort of turns up to try and gauge who we might be dealing with, because you understand the stakes and how important it could be. And so when I'm talking with someone to find out what's going on, why they might be here, which is one of the functions of police.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and that's all. So we just interact with people, and then we have to make a sort of judgment call about how someone's behaving, whether it might be slightly strange now, the ordinary, or not.
Well, I'm quite an eccentric person, so I tend to talk like this. But really, what I heard was someone said, "Oh, Princess of Wales." And she's at the Rosehill Community Centre. And so I thought, because I was heading this way anyway, and they said, well, why not go in and have a look at and see if I could see her, you know. So that's why I came this way. That's why I walked along here. That's it.
So who are you then, Ben? So if we are, so that would be very easy to clear up to make sure there's no issues.
All right.
And then you can do whatever you wish.
Sure, no problem.
Ben or Benjamin?
Well, my actual name's Benjamin, but. No one calls me that these days. No one calls me that. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Nobody.
If you give me your details to my colleague Ben, then we can quickly run you through and make sure there's no issues.
All right.
Or is there anything that perhaps?
No, it's just. I mean, it's a public place, and I suppose I'm not under arrest. So I thought, well, I could. Well, if it makes it, will it make it easier for you then if I do that?
Absolutely.
Because there's nothing nefarious going on. I can promise you.
Perfect. Ben.
All right. Okay. So I'll just switch this off now. Okay guys, last over, they just spoke to me for a few minutes, now they've let me go. They just asked me a few questions. They didn't ask me to identify myself. Now if I had said no, they would probably nick me actually, considering it's like the security issue. And so I have to go to work and stuff like that, so I thought, what the hell. Besides, I mean, they already have, all that would happen in that situation is they take my fingerprints and they know it was me. Because of you remember the Brexit protest video I did? So, I just told them who I was. And funnily enough, they were really nice after that, and I they asked me about Hapanwo, and I told them. They asked me about Hapanwo TV and Hapanwo Radio, and I told them. So I said, "There's a show going live tonight. They might tune in. You never know." Anyway, apparently she's gone. Anyway, she's left now. Princess Kate, you know. And I just said, "Look, I'm not doing it. I'm not here to do any trouble. You know, just." I'm kind of like just sort of walking around, just happened to be passing this way, and I thought I'd drop in and see if she was around, you know. So that's done now. So now I've got to get back to work. And ladies and gents, you can see that they put a proper health and safety barrier across this pipe, which I showed you yesterday. So unfortunately, my plans to do a pratfall and get £1 million out of them are now failed. Oh dear, I should have done it yesterday when I had the chance. All right, Steve Hughes said, you know, the Australian comedian, my parents brought me up not to be an idiot. But yeah, there we go. This is, I don't know what they need, what's going through this pipe, probably some kind of alien gas to keep the greys alive from Andromeda. Okay guys, now a lot of you will recognise this if you're a regular viewer. We're approaching Long Lane. And I regularly go down this little route here, at least a couple of times a week, but I always feel nervous when I do it. And this time I'm actually not doing, I'm going to the shops again, but I'm going for myself, not for anyone else. But I feel uneasy. And the reason I feel uneasy, and I know this is my graffiti video, but I'm going to harken back to another video I made called, I think it's called I've Had Missing Time, or My Missing Time, or something like this. Because, I mean, you can find it, I'm not going to put a link in the description box or anything like that, but this is where I did have missing time. I lost between 30 to 40 minutes in inexplicable circumstances. And to this day, I don't know if they're rubbing things out there, you see. Someone's been rubbed out there. That double R thing's there again. To this day, I don't understand what happened to me. It's very, very strange. You know, there was other weird things happening. Like, as I said, I nipped into the bushes to go to the toilet. There was someone walking towards me. I came back, they were gone. I thought, where did they go? That kind of thing. But I mean, it's never happened again. No, I mean, this is a few years ago now, and nothing like this ever happened again. But I still get kind of nervous when I walk along here. I don't know exactly when it was it happened. Maybe when I was in the bushes. I don't know. But I didn't notice anything was wrong. Literally till I got to where I had to be, and I was like more than half an hour late. So, and I don't know what happened to me. And I say nothing weird has happened since. So hopefully nothing weird like that will happen again. It's quite unnerving. It's quite unnerving when that happens to you. It really is. Old Spire's here again. Yeah. Gets everywhere. There's old Spire. Yeah, as usual. That's all new, I think. I can't be asked. Sorry. I know the feeling. And here, this is where you get the Celtic heads a lot, because that seems to be a motif of this particular area, is the Celtic heads. Although they've gone now. And there's another double R, another spire. Yeah, I'll check out that wall later. I can't be bothered today. But anyway, I'm assuming like all the other times I've walked along here, nothing weird's going to happen. So I'm not that bothered. Okay, guys, we've got something new here. This emblem is new. This motif, this black and white, strange, abstract piece is new. There used to be Tom and Jerry there. Do you remember? And this picture, this very good picture of the kid, is still there. I featured that on a previous video. So let's just see if it's all the same underneath here. And there's MES, Math Easy Solution. Matt, he gets here. There's a Pink Panther. I love those films with Peter Sellers. And there's MES. And there's some. That is older, I think. These appear to be older because I can't remember precisely if these were actually in previous videos, but you can see Seago is there. I've seen Seago around, but you can see that they're slightly worn. They've probably been there a while. So they're slightly worn by the elements, and their spire again with a devil's tail, floaty. Well, these must be the names of people, I guess. Some of the artists. And so this is the spooky bit of going down now. So if I don't come back, and this is found footage, please sell it to Hollywood for $1 million and make it the highest budget, highest profited film since the Blair Witch Project for me, will you? Well, this is getting close to Halloween. We've got these great jack-o'-lanterns here. Look at that. That's a good one. This looks a bit confused or drunk, and this one is like winking at you. And there's two more here. They're very well done. There's some more here on this house. That one's got ears, I think. That one's had a little accident, I think. Yeah, very good. Okay, got a bit of an update for you. I sometimes insert these into my graffiti videos. Some of you will notice some changes to my studio area. I put the Make Britain Great Again hat over the top of the Make America Great hat. I'm tempted just to get rid of the Make America Great thing because of Trump's betrayal, but I've got hope he can pull back. But this was a birthday card given to me by a good friend. It's been signed on the inside by her and her husband, and also their little 2-year-old son has signed it as well. Bless him. And it's a birthday card, which my birthday was 2 weeks ago, but there he is, look. Isn't that great? Very, very appropriate for me, I think, in terms of a card. Now we see, like, there's this remembrance themed at the Undertakers here, the individual funeral company. Okay, this is new, I think. Maybe I mentioned last time I was here about they've changed the wall, got rid of the Thames Water fat bastard. But here we have like this sort of con-conformist jumper piece, quite nice. And this one too, which is alright, isn't it? It's not bad, it's quite nice. Nice colours, greens and stuff. Let's see what's behind here. I think this doesn't change much around here, except there's a pile of crap. Oh dear. Hey guys, there's loads of new stuff on here. The Noah's Ark has finally gone. It's been replaced by this strange, slightly Dadaist piece here, RGS. I've seen that before, that tag. And there's these little lines and dots. Looks like marbles or M&Ms or something. And over here, it carries on over here. Now, in the actual tunnel, there's loads of new stuff. Look at that. That's an amazing kind of like shadowy piece there. And is that like a? It looks like a sitting bull, and there's blood dripping, and there's more of that. And over here there's just like some, it looks like there's a slightly continuation of this outdoor piece goes into the tunnel here along this illuminated text here. We carry along on here, and there's this like Godfather like figure. That's really quite amazing. And there's a point, his hands are pointing one to the bull, and there's that. Oh, that could be in relation to Oxford. And oh god, there's this strange creature that looks like a Jawa from Star Wars over here, and it carries on over here to this hand holding a syringe. There's more these sort of white and red blood things here, which you see repeated all over on that part there. There's some more white and red blood things. It actually, does it spell something out? It spells, is it these letters? O, is that a T, is that an S? Look at the injection syringe there. Oh, is that another O? Oh, there's like a doctor guy, look at his white coat. Looks a bit like James Earl Jones. And it carries along here, behind the supermarket trolley. Now this bit I think is unfinished. There's a blood unit there for transfusion. Single transfusion unit. I used to deliver loads of them when I was a hospital porter. And it carries along on here. This is clearly an unfinished design, because then you get this Joker-like figure. This mask. Pretty incredible. Yeah. So I'll have to come back here later when it's done, when it's all finished. And you come over here, and on this side it's like illuminated text all the way along this wall here. That's very good. I like the shading on that. That's very well done. That's very well done indeed. And there's some more there. Yeah. But the ceiling's kind of blank. It's just you get a couple of little tags and things. The ceiling's pretty much blank. But that's quite a lot of new stuff on there. And it doesn't end there. So far this is all new designs, and this is like the Littlemore subway. It doesn't end there. Glock. There you go. Oh, that's Glock. There's several tributes to R.I.P. Nelson there on this side. There's loads. That's quite old, that bit. I think that was there before. R.I.P. Nelson. R.I.P. Nelly. Little tributes here. That's new, I think. I've not seen that before. Those dogs were there before. So was this David Bowie image and all these other. Everything else on this wall was the same. And we get along here and things start to look different. I don't think this was here before, although viewers may be able to remind me that I've already shown this. Same with that face. I can't remember if that was there before. It's very good. It's very good. Look at the. It looks like there's like not rainbows, but colours coming out of that kid's ear. Like the bent pencil. That's a theme I've seen in the tunnel here, as well. That was there before. The mermaid is still there. You can see that seems to be like a semi-permanent fixture. That's a more attractive version of the fat bastard of the Donington, the Donington overpass. And there's these cats. Now this is new. This is new. Look, hands grasping flowers. Look at that. I've seen these kinds of images, these kind of style before. And there's this strange ghoulish face here. Do you see? Going along here. More of this strange, like these jagged kind of letters. Are they letters? Do they spell out a word? I don't know. And then more hands. Now this over here was here before. This bit was here before. But look, something new on this. That looks like is that a hyena? And it's a very dynamic image. It's almost like in moving. You can see these like this strange design almost breaking out through the wall. It looks like something bursting through that wall. The Monopoly Man is still there, and this illuminated abstract And this is new. Look, his face. It's a semi-skull. It's almost like a face that's sort of semi-decomposed, like a zombie face. He's like a zombie, isn't it? And there we have this big tag, Oxford Graffiti Crew. Well done, guys. Well done. Great new designs on this little more subway. Is this new? This I think was here before. Look at that eye. I think this bit might be new. Does it spell out a word? It's like a cityscape. It says here, it's a word. T-A-T-T. Tattoo. It says tattoo. Yes, wonder why. But I've seen that word in several other. Here we are, look. Oh, Pogo tattoo. It's Pogo. That's their PGO. Here we have another tag here, Pogo tattoo. That must be the artist tag. Okay, guys, we're back at the Redbridge subway. Start off with this electric cab, comms cab here. Just a strange figure on there, and then we have. I think they were there last time. This illuminated text. Now, in this tunnel here, the first tunnel, you have some illuminated text on that side. So that's that little crude cartoon figure there. But look, on this side, you have this. I think you call these meshes, mycelium. I don't know what you call that. And then the monkey. Was that there last time? I don't think it was. Carry along here, more of these kinds of like illuminations. It looked like there was this white stuff's been put over the top of it, I think. Zoe, whoever that is, and there's that ghost figure there. And here we have more of this sort of text here. Again, there's more white things that covered it over. That was there last time, I think. These things were there last time. So you viewers will probably know better than me. Now, in this tunnel, you get more of the sort of same on this side here. Plus this very, very lurid blood red pattern here. There's a lot on the ceiling too. There's nothing on the ceiling in this tunnel. I think I remember. There's this here on this side of the wall. Guys, just these little tags here on the side of the wall. There's blood red stuff on there. And it goes all the way along there, plus a lot on the ceiling. The ceiling's very decorated in this tunnel. Again, it's almost kind of abstract pieces. And on this side you've got this little dog. That's a cute doggy, surrounded by these things here. These things look like sword blades there. And this thing here, Doug, DGG, DLG, I don't know what that says there. Now look at this here. So we have like, that's nice, isn't it? Again, I think that might have been there before, but it's beautiful. That's a beautiful kind of like pastel piece there with more of these little bits, these bone bits. Quite common. Let's look at this more. That's quite new. It's quite fresh. We'll go along to this tunnel now. More of these illuminated text here, and there's that strange creature. It looks like a thing from Star Wars, the Rancor in Return of the Jedi. Oh, hecklefish, lizard people. Big fish there. There's what's that there? There's like something a face sideways, peeking around the wall or something. All these bone bits. Oh, this is weird. Look, there's a man there with his. This is interesting. There's a connection there. So he's a man with a suit there, surrounded by what looks like lightning bolts, and his head's going through that little portal. It's like his head's a portal coming out here. So that's like there's the lightning bolt coming through there. So those two are connected. That's really good. On this side we've got the devil. Look, tunnel rats. There's like a devil figure there, and this figure here. That was on the electric cab, remember? And this seems to be the source of the lightning bolts, which is a headless monster of some kind. So a headless monster. That's pretty good. Oh, I think that might be part of it there, or a smaller version of it. There's little tic-tac legs. And on this side, that's cool. There's like that looks like the old Dover Demon there. And oh, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. I think that was there last year. I was there last time I came here. It was a few months ago I came here. Again, just tags on the ceiling here. Nothing particular. Right, here we come to the third tunnel. There's a 3-tunnel network here. This is the southern bypass. Sorry, the southern bypass by Redbridge. And we have all this new Pogo. Now, with the word Pogo, we saw the word Pogo yesterday. Pogo tattoo. Do you remember that thing there? And that could be the artist's name or his handle. And there's these two faces facing each other. Green hair and purple hair. They're weird, don't they? Pogo. Oh, right. We're coming here. This is all new here. I'll try to show you one wall at a time because if you take it, it's maybe easier to see it that way. There's a little tree frog there from the Amazon, and these abstract pieces, quite common. The ceiling's blank on this tunnel as well. Can't see if these are meant to be words or what they are. Now on this side's interesting because what's that? NUKS proof, right? And here we have like this again abstract piece, and then there's that face. Look at the eyes. There's cat-like eyes on this. Looks like a woman, but there's like cat-like eyes on it. Let's see, some kind of alien. That's good. That has depth. That is. That looks solid. Oh, and I remember this from last time. There was this. There's like a burning church. It was a church. It looks like it's burning like a church. See the graveyard there. It's Halloween yesterday, so maybe. Now we've got. It looks like it's an erotic piece here. A very nubile young woman who looks like she's got part robot, I think, because she's wearing some kind of. Looks like some cartoon character that I used to love when I was a teenager, because it was the closest thing you could get to pornography when I was a teenager. Is reading like reading these like comic books with these sort of like scantily clad maidens with like armour on. Armour, it's not as good as armour because it left most of her body uncovered, but she'd have these little armoured bra and knickers and gloves. Oh. And so we're nearly done now. R.I.P. Blaine. R.I.P. Blaine. It's a little tribute piece. So. They've even decorated one of these bollards. There's a little grinning face there. Looks like a Fungus the Bogeyman type image. Someone's been fly tipping, dirty bastards. More on that electrical clad. And then there's, I don't know if I can't remember, was this here before, but there's just some rather cruder images along here. And it says, never ready, the opposite of the battery. Oh, that's interesting. So every time you come to one of these places, there's always something new there. I always check them out whenever I do one of these graffiti videos. I always check out the new one before I upload the one I'm planning. I always check and see if something new in these places. Okay, so this is still here. I'm surprised actually. Whatever they're building in here is still here. It's powering zero carbon oxide together. Oh, you know what I think of that. But these hoardings are still up. I don't know why. We can have a look through. But anyway, these images are still here. I've already captured those images. When did I last come here? I think it was over a year ago. But you see there, it's a substation. So maybe this is permanent. Looks like there's a substation in there. So this wall might actually be, it's wooden, but it might actually be permanent. And I've already, as you know, I've already filmed this. Michael Faraday, there's a couple of other people famous in the world of electricity. And well, I appreciate the artistic connection, but I don't think much of the, I do not think much of the sentiments about low carbon net zero or things like that. So I don't have to show you this again. You can go and look at my past videos, but I think it's been here over a year. I know that for sure. Whether this will be replaced at some point because it's just like a chipboard wall, but obviously what's inside it is permanent. Okay guys, well, it looks like the Bar Hail people are clearing up. That's because they must have finally got that Andromedan scout ship out of the ground. You see here, a lot of the equipment's gone. That's the only lorry left. There were these other lorries full of massive machinery, and it's gone. I think maybe it's finally coming to an end after like 2 years or more. Looking at this. Let's have a look. That's the only lorry left. There's all these cones being cleared up. Let's have a look at the actual well head, or the pit head, whatever it is, where you actually access the drain. And there it is. There's no one. It's a Monday morning. There's no one there working. There's the ventilation pipe. I think they finally cleared it up. Blimey, it's taken a while. I'll double check online, but I think they finally cleared up. Well, before I go online, I'll just have a look at this notice board, and there's actually no. There are no actual updates on this since the last time I studied it, so I'll just have to check their website, I think. Alright guys, well this is the Bar Hale website, and I'm looking for where I'm supposed to be going, so I use the search function here. So I put in UFO. You see what I've been searching for, can't I? But I put in Oxford. I put in Oxford here, and it just says here Bar Hale secures 16.35 million cornerstone for Stoke water quality. I don't know what that's got to do with Oxford, but there you go. Let's have a look. The Etruria Vale project. Oh, right. Let's have a look. No. Now let's have a look at the project update on Etruria. Bar Hale is proud to be delivering the Etruria Vale as part of Severn Trent Water. Right. Let's have a look. Here we are. Oxford Road is lower Oxford Road shaft. Okay, so that's different here anyway. Gaining momentum would develop a framework. Okay, so this looks a bit more promising. An appointment to Thames Water. We're spearheading essential works in Oxfordshire, Buckinghamshire and Hertfordshire. At Botley Road, oh, so they're behind the Botley Road thing as well. We're carrying out water mains diversions as vital enabling works for Network Rail's Oxford Station expansion. So that's what this damn road has been shut for 3 years for, is it? Bloody hell. Right, there's no mention of anything here on there's no mention here anything about what we're looking at in the field and stuff like that where I showed you. It must be some secret stuff. It must be some kind of secret project. No, maybe I joked about UFOs being gathered, but maybe something like that. Anyway, they've been fiddling around in the sewers, but maybe it's some kind of classified operation. Literally, it just says there's nothing sort of like particularly subversive about this organisation. It's a civil engineering firm starting in 1980. Bar Hale's first project, starting in tunnelling, St Catherine's Dock. Turnover reached 20 million. This is their history timeline here. You can see from 1980 when they were founded. And that's about it, really. There's nothing else on here. Anyway, let's have a look at some of these pictures. I've got to thank Lance Corporal for sending me these. We have something interesting. We have the Charlie Veach triggers here. By the way, please do check out my new TikTok video if you hadn't now. Boycott Israeli apartheid. There's two of those, and underneath there's a kind of Space Invaders thing. That's an old 70s computer game for those of you who are old enough to remember it. I know that Lance Corporal's not, but you can get these things online now, so a lot of really young people are playing Space Invaders now. We got another Boycott Israeli apartheid, and then Tommy Robinson Free Zone. That's another thing found for me by Lance Corporal. I mean, he actually did come to Oxford once, but it was years ago. You know. Well, I'm not. You know what I think of Tommy Robinson. I've discussed it on Alt Tech. I'm not a fan of his. Probably for a different reason than the people who put up these stickers. But there you go. And he sent me this. Look, Pet Twin, and again, there's a kind of like Space Invaders or Pac-Man ghost symbol there. And there's a QR code. And what's that there? It's like someone's sitting in it. There's a person there crouched in what looks like a marsh. I'm not sure what that actually means. But, that's quite interesting anyway. It's an interesting sort of thing. But thanks very much, Lance Corporal, for sending me this information. Well, so we come to the end of another Oxford Graffiti video. I can't believe I've done 14 of these. But I'm glad I do them. I mean, as you know from past videos, the artists are actually contacting me now and telling me where these particular images are, so I can go and film them, which is really, really cool. And, you know, I'm sure they take their own photos of them. Very often, there are no published images of any of these items, and so, my own records could be the only ones that ever exist, preserved for eternity, or as long as the electronic medium exists. So, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. There'll be another video coming soon. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order.